Welcome to Fishing Dorset Live.
Just removing the wheels, going to get the tyres taken off. We can then get the wire brush on the drill, clean all the hubs up, get it all fresh, give it a nice coat of hammerite silver just to protect it a little bit better than what it is. Right guys, welcome back to part 2 of the boat refurbishment. I'm doing the wheel bearings at the moment. I've took the wheel off already guys. Luckily the bearings are nicely greased up. I've not pulled them out yet. I'll give you a quick look. But everything is literally covered in grease, which is good. So hopefully guys, I'll get my gloves on and we can get this hub off, hopefully. Let's see how we go. I gave it a little tap with a hammer earlier. It's a little bit freer. There we go. Lovely and greased up. To be fair, the bearings are quite good. But as always guys, every time I buy a boat I do the wheel bearings. There's nothing worse than sitting there side of a road with a collapsed wheel bearing for the sake of 20-30 quid bearings. To be fair, the bearing's quite good. I'll just get my gloves off guys. I'll get a quick shoot. But yeah, there we go. It's not a bad race to be fair, but either way it's been really well greased, which is good. So that's one race off, and I'll get the other race off now. Happy days. But another thing I'll do, whatever I take apart, I put it back exactly how it comes out guys. There's like a circlip washer in there as well. Give all that a good clean later. Obviously it's a bit hard with one hand, but yeah, make sure when you take stuff off guys, you put the first bit you take off down on the floor, then stack the rest on the top. That way you know what order it goes back in. You haven't got to take the other hub off to figure it out. But yeah, it's not too bad. I'll get a bearing puller on there and we'll get that bearing off. Right, just a quick one guys. I know this is like boat maintenance and recommissioning this boat, but hit a like, hit subscribe, it really does help my channel. For those of the people that are watching obviously boat maintenance and boat commissioning, I'm a fishing channel on YouTube. This boat will be featured on my channel as well. But hit a like, hit subscribe guys, it's all free and it all helps my channel out. But right, there we go guys. I'll clean all the grease off now. And obviously the bearing puller I've got, it won't go back far enough on the actual the stem there, or the shaft, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, obviously the previous owner seriously looked after these wheel bearings. Everything was literally smothered in grease. But yeah, what we're going to do guys, we're going to clean all this area back up, and the back side obviously we'll clean the drum right out, and then what we'll probably do is put a bit of hammerite silver on it just to protect it a little bit better. We've got new tyres coming as well for the wheels. So yeah, it's all going to take a little bit of time, but it's nothing major guys. Obviously I've now clean the boat cover, so the boat cover looks absolutely peach. Engine's protected, we've got the covers over there for now. But yeah, what we found, guys, when we got it back, the engine tilted up and it tilted down, but then it wouldn't go back up. The solenoid was clicking. I took the blue and the green wire off, done it to a battery. The way I work it is if you use the blue wire for a live and then the green wire to an earth, it acts as sky. I look at it as the sky's blue, it'll go up. The green wire I class that as like grass, which is floor. So the blue wire tilts the engine up, the green wire will tilt the engine down, but you must disconnect it from the solenoid or the relay or whatever you want to call it, so you can still move the engine. My son's literally just gone to pick 2 solenoids up now, quite local, which is quite a result. It's probably less than 6 miles from my house, which is a right result for the same motor, which is a DF sent me. So we'll be showing all that as well. So yeah, I'll get back to these wheel bearings. We'll get them ordered up from our local shop, and then off to Guernsey the weekend. When I come back, we're obviously going to hammer into this boat. Now we've got beautiful evenings as well. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. But I'll bring you back, guys, as soon as we start putting the reassembly back together. I should have done it from the start, but I was a bit carried away. I already had the wheel off studs off and got half it undone, so, but there we go, guys. It's just a little bit of an insight. Right, when we first tested the engine, we had a solenoid click and the tilt and trim was working up and down. But what we've done is we replaced the 2 solenoids there for the up and down tilt and trim. We did it too quick, it wasn't worth filming, it was an easy enough job. But yeah, now we've got, oh, there we go. Didn't think it was going to work on, but yeah, now we've got the tilt and trim back, which is all good to go. It wasn't too expensive to replace that part. Right, next job, get the leg off, service kit, impeller, gaskets. Right, undo that bolt first, and then we'll take the leg bolts out, and hopefully the leg comes out. Hopefully I can get the footage of this, guys. Hopefully it all shows up. That's a trim off the outboard, and then we'll go for the leg bolts. I already cracked this one, but what I'll do, I'll crack them all first. Oh, she's a bit tight. Let's see if we can get a ratchet on there, might be a bit easier on the hands. It's a 14mm. Oh, there we go, that's easier. Right, that's those bolts gently cracked off. And then what we'll do the same this side. I'll crack the leg. I'll crack the leg bolts this side as well. Right, that's all those bolts cracked off. Once the leg's off, we'll drain all the gearbox oil out, we'll take the impeller out. Job's a good one, hopefully. What's really nice is, obviously the engine's been surfaced really well. The bolts are free, not broken as you pull them out. What I'm going to do, I'll leave 2 bolts gently in there just to keep the leg there. And then I should be able to drop the leg out. But beautiful, look at that. Someone's greased them and done a proper job. But it's a lot easier with the old ratchet spanners. Like I say, I'm not a professional. I'm pretty sure an average mechanic can service their own outboard. You don't need to go to marine engineers. Just a little bit of confidence. Get a manual and it all helps. Right, I'm going to carry on doing this, and then just as I drop the leg, I'll put the video back. Right, undone the leg now. What you've got to remember is the gear selector pin. People have tried beating that leg off and they'll break the fins off the leg because they forgot. Right there is the pin, which is the gear selector. So that's now out. Hopefully we can get the leg off. I've left 2 bolts in there just to secure it for now. But don't ever hit this with a hammer. Either use a wooden end or use a rubber mallet to try and break that leg free. Right, just about to release the last bolt. I'll drop it down. That way the leg's not going to drop far. If you can't physically hold it, it's only going to touch the floor. If in doubt, just put a bit of wood down there. But there we go. She's only touching the floor, she's not going to fall. Let's get this last bolt out. Hopefully the leg should pop out. What I'll do it now is just give it a gentle tilt up until the leg pops. Right, let's move my chair back. There we go. One man operation. Just be gentle. Don't go wrench it, don't go pulling it. The other thing is as well, if you try and split it, don't put screwdrivers and smack them in there. It's not good. It will eventually go. There's your impeller housing. There's obviously your drive shaft for your impeller and your drive. And there's your gear selector. Job's a good one. The leg's out. Now time for a service kit. Also, all your nuts and bolts, put them safely out of the way. Another good thing, definitely get yourself a manual. I've not needed it today, but it's always there in case you're stuck. Also on the very back, when you drop the trim tab out, there's a second bolt in there. Just make sure that comes out, otherwise you're going to be sat there tapping the engine and it's not going anywhere. But that's it for today. I'll have a bit of a break. I'll come back when I start doing the impeller. Right, impeller housing, all 4 bolts I've already pre-cracked. Bit of WD-40 down the main shaft just to make it easier to slide up. Right, this is why you service an outboard. Look at the salt build-up. Obviously the boat was on a mooring. It's been sat for 18 months. If you physically went out, your boat would soon stop pumping water with that salt deposits in there. It's absolutely blocked. But 4 bolts in the housing is pretty straightforward. Four bolts straight out of the housing. gently give it a wiggle. There we go. The impeller does look good, but it's just not worth the risk. It's easier to put a new impeller straight in there. Obviously one-handed this is a bit difficult, but there we go. Big salt deposits, but it has been sat. We'll get the rebuild kit out and then we'll start throwing that back together. But there we go. That is totally blocked. I'll get a screwdriver and I'll show you why it's important. You have to excuse the camera, guys. This is why it's important to service your outboards. Look at that crud. I'll show you the difference, but obviously it will need cleaning out. Now we have daylight. So yeah, the waterway totally blocked, but now it's free. Back onto the impeller there. When you lift that off, be very careful, because there is a Woodruff key. Do not lose that. And when you sit the new impeller on, make sure that is back, otherwise you are not going to pump water. But all you do is guide it. But this is obviously the old impeller. I want to clean all this housing up so it's all clean, all the waterways are clean, and then we know we're safe for pumping water when we go out. Right, what I'm doing now, I'm just cleaning the impeller housing up. I've given a rinse out with fresh water just to get all the salt deposits out. Make sure it's all clean, ready for the new one. There we go, beautiful clean housing. I'm just going to clean the leg out. I'll just give it a rinse out with some fresh water, give it a scrub out, and then I'll bring it back for the impeller fitting. Right, here we have new impeller, new metal gasket, paper based gasket, and a brand new Woodruff key. What I tend to do is I put a little bit of grease on the Woodruff key just to keep it in there so it doesn't fall out when you slide the impeller down. I've cleaned the surfaces off, I've washed the engine out, all the salt deposits are gone. Now I'm going to start on the assembly. Right, hopefully you can see. Paper basket down. Just about now, the metal base gasket. Make sure I get it the right way around. Oh, and she's the wrong way round. I'll get there in a minute. There we go. Then what I'll do now, I'll just rest the motor there. Get the Woodruff key. Use a good green marine grease, and I'll just put a little bit of grease on the key. And what that'll do is it'll hold it in position on the shaft. Stop it falling out when you slide the impeller down. Obviously I've got the camera on a mount. I'll just bring it around so you can see, hopefully see what's going on. But the Woodruff key, hopefully, there we go, beautiful. But that's the Woodruff key back in. Brand new impeller. There's a slot in the impeller as well, so you can't mess it up. There we go. It's a bit fiddly. Right, there we go. Just take a bit of time. It'll all go back together beautifully. But you can spin the shaft, hold the impeller, and you know, it's all done properly. Right, what I normally do, I normally just give that, or the impeller housing, a little bit of grease inside, just to give the impeller, when it spins in the casing, it doesn't grip. It just gives it a bit of free spinning. Right, impeller housing. All I tend to do, just a finger of grease. People probably tell me I'm doing it wrong. It's the way I've always done it. It just stops the impeller ripping because it's all dry. The grease is marine grease, it won't affect the rubber, and it'll wash out as soon as that engine's got water running through it. It'll rinse out. Right, let's get this back on. There we go. Hopefully that's got it in a shot. Just take your time, a little bit of pressure. That's the impeller back in. Also, what I tend to do, set a copper slip, a little bit of grease on each bolt. Get them started, 3 threads. Like I say, I'm an amateur, guys, but I can do mechanics. We'll get my way around mechanics. Also, this saves a lot of big money for something an average person can do themselves. But right, there we go. That's all the housing, impeller back together. I shall tighten those bolts up. I won't film it, it's a bit boring doing 4 bolts up. Then we'll get the leg back up. What I've done, I've greased all the leg bolts, marine grease blue. Just about to get the leg back. Oh, just spotted a little bit of salt there. I'll just pull it out while I'm there. Better to get it all out. Right, there we go. One person, leg's already back. Get 1 bolt in there, just to secure it. Then you can pop the rest of the bolts back. Right, job's a good one. I won't bore you doing all these bolts back up. Hopefully we should be able to run this up, check the water out. Hopefully she's a squirter. Final piece to go in, the motor trim. Don't forget the bolt behind there. That's what a lot of people seem to forget. That's why the leg doesn't come off and they end up smashing the case. So the trim tab next. Right, job's a good one. Obviously when you're out, you can see which way, if the motor's kicking a little bit, you can up the trim. Let's get the prop back on. Should be able to fire this up. Right, there she is. She's all back together, but don't forget to put the gear pin back in with the split pin. But she's all back together. Hopefully she'll fire up. I'll just get the battery on a bit of a boost, get the water earmuffs connected. Let's see if she pumps water. Right, welcome back. I've not filmed cutting all the windows out, but I've cut the port and starboard windows. I've left the plastic on because we're going to paint inside the boat tonight as well. I've removed the front window, which I'm about to do now. Down to the outboard, we had a thermostat sent us, which was the wrong one, so hopefully that'll be here tomorrow. We paid extra to get it shipped here tomorrow, but I'm just going to quickly show you how I mark out my windows and then I'll start cutting out. You have to excuse the wind, it's a little bit blowy tonight. But yeah, onto the windows now. What I've got one of the front windows and I've just marked it top front just so I know I get the holes right. I've got some polycarbonate. Actually, I don't know what that sticky thing is on there. What I'll do is I'll do it back to front. What I've done is going around with my marker. That's obviously my template. Once I've cut it out, I then put my holes in. Job's a good one. Right, I'll cut it out, guys. I won't record it, obviously it's going to be a bit boring seeing somebody cut some out, but I'll show you the setup when I mark the holes out and then when I start drilling. All I basically do is a Stanley blade, scrape it down the edge, and that'll take all the coarseness of where it's been cut. And so that's one side. All I do is a blade on there, very gently, and it peels that. That's perfect, absolutely perfect finish there. Like I say, if the panel's up square, I can put a sander straight over that and I can get that dead flat. Right, let's get it marked up for the holes. What I do, get the old Sharpie into the holes. Obviously this might be boring to some of you, but if people are watching, and it just gives them a little rough idea how to do it. Right, there we go. I now have my holes I can drill out. I won't show you that process, it's just drilling the holes, and I'll show you the finished article as soon as it's done. Right. Job's a good one. There's all my holes. Just going to get a file. I'll just square my edges up. That's the front window done. 2 side windows done. And the other fixed window, well, it's an open at its glass. But there we go. Right, there we go. 1 port window. The plastic's not coming off. So we're ready to bond the windows, and obviously the cabin's going to be painted. But there's the front window I've just done. There's the starboard window. And tonight John's going to start painting. He's stripped all the inside of the cabin out. Just going to paint around the cabin top and the side. There's nothing wrong with the seating area. It's just to freshen it up a little bit in there. Alright, Jordan's come round. He's going to have a quick speed back. He'll give you a quick look around the cabin before he paints it. So we'll give you like a before and an after. Right, I'm going to wrap it up for part 2 of this video. I'll bring you back when the cabin's painted and the sides are painted inside. Going to do the floor as well with a nice grey grit, obviously with the sand and the paint for a grit floor. Hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Wait for part 3. Hopefully we'll have all the parts for the engine. Should be serviced, running. Hopefully the job's a good one. Catch you on the next one, guys. Thank you for watching.